Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru, and I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess centered lifestyle. I've recently changed that. That's why you heard the pause. Plus, I realized I didn't include YouTube. Let's see if we can get YouTube in here on this game. How are you all today? This is Sunday, July 25th. And I wanted to come on today and share some affirmations with you all. I hope that people join me on this live. I didn't announce it. I was just like, oh my gosh. I still feel a little bit off center from a trip that I made last week, just because I came back home and was just busier than ever. So I haven't fully taken that time to do that self-care that I always talk about. So pardon me being a little bit slow, but I just said I'm just going to get on, even though I know the moon is void of course. So I might just be on here by myself until the moon goes into Pisces later on. But I love doing the affirmations every week. If you are here, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, let me know. Hello to all of you who will watch this on Instagram. How are you all doing? Let's see here. Oh my goodness, it's the awesome, the amazing goddess, Cindy Jones in the house. Welcome. Greetings to you, sister. I do just want to make a quick announcement before I go into the affirmations, and that is my Inner Circle membership is becoming a closed door membership. The Inner Circle is not closing. No, no, no. We will continue to do the work, to gather, to work our magic within the Inner Circle. But the doors won't be open all the time. And so, yeah, join now is what I say. You can join by July 31st and get the current price that the Inner Circle is at, because the price is going up. I have grown by leaps and bounds for the 2.5 years that I've had the Inner Circle. And so the price will be going up because what I offer is great. I offer readings. People ask me questions all the time. People have certain access to me that they do not have otherwise. And I share like a mad woman within the Inner Circle. Anywho, let's go on ahead and talk about the affirmations. The first one that I want to share. So let me just preface this with, this is Leo season. Okay, come on, y'all. Let's give it up for Leo season. Leo is the astrological spiritual new year. This is a time of getting your whole being infused with inspiration, with creativity, with confidence, with courage, with opening yourself up to expressing your gifts and your talents unapologetically, using them on a higher level. For some of us, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not even tapped in yet. I need to get tapped in. We can use this time. I also encourage you to use this time to send, what is it that you want to happen into the world? We want to send this energy out. We want to begin to imprint the world with that which we want to occur. And so the affirmations that I have reflect Leo season. And I was just amazed at how many of these affirmations from my deck reflect Leo season. So yes, the first one is, I am confident. I am confident. I believe in myself and my abilities. I am confident. Hey, baby boo Grace, you were on my mind either yesterday or today. So I'm not surprised to see you actually. How are you? Y'all already know that Leo is related to confidence. Come on, y'all. We already know Leo is all about confidence. And something that I have recently learned that I'm like, you know what? There's no reason for those of us who struggle with self-worth, self-value, feeling, like, okay, I believe in myself. I can do that. There's no reason for us to be walking around like that. You want me to tell you why? Because confidence is a state. We can put ourselves in a confident state. I want you to think about how many times it was important for you to just step up to the plate. You weren't quite sure how things were going to turn out. You weren't quite sure if, you knew everything that it took to get this thing done, to confront this situation. And the next thing you know, you did it. Okay, you did it. And that is something you can draw on. One of the gifts from last year for me was an astrological aspect that was about accessing our inner reserves. See, we have to understand the majority of what we want, what we desire, the things that we need, they're inside of us. We have access to so many inner resources. And so a memory of a time when you were confident is so beneficial for you, taking yourself back to that time. If you lack confidence, take yourself back to that time when you did feel confident, when you were smelling yourself, sister, okay? And feel what you were feeling, hear what you were hearing, just take it all in. And then just feel yourself being in that confident state again. I encourage you to do that right now. Going ahead and drop yourself. Remember a time when you were ultra confident. Drop yourself into that state. Feel what you were feeling. Take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale, and sink into it even more. And this is you tapping into this inner resource of confidence. Okay? This is something that we can bring forth. It's not something we've got to go get. We don't wait for something to happen in order for us to operate in our confidence. We usher this state of confidence in. Now, why is this so important right now? Because like I told y'all, it's Leo season, baby. Okay, Leo is all about the confidence. I know everybody's tired of the Leos doing what they do, because we already know Leo, they confident 365, right? Even the ones who maybe lack a little bit of confidence. Yes, some Leos, they're not fully there. They're having to learn the lesson of confidence. But on the inside, they are always a Leo. They have a level of pride and regalness about themselves, 365. And this is what they are talking to us about. Okay, this is what we do during the season of Leo. We all experiencing it together, so we may as well just go for it. We're going to walk in that confidence. Another thing that I do is I put myself in a circle of confidence. And I allow myself to sit in counsel with the greats who I perceive as confident, as successful, as people who their spirits, their energy support me. One of my favorites is Harriet Tubman. Whenever I feel like, you know what, I'm not quite sure about, this spiritual business is very different. I don't know. I don't see a lot of people doing this. I wasn't raised up with this. I think, did Harriet Tubman wait for somebody to add a girl her, or before she felt confident? No, she saw what needed to happen. She knew what her destiny was, and she moved forward. And so I say to myself, hey, I got Harriet Tubman sitting here in this circle with me. And therefore, I call on the spirit of the great Harriet Tubman. And I connect with your energy. I fuse myself with your energy, and I move forth. I go do the things that I'm nervous about, because I'm like, if she did that unapologetically, I can do whatever I was called to do unapologetically, right? So we can create this circle of confidence. We can have our great energies and spirits sit there, and they support us until we just do it naturally. So I am confident. I want you to take this into this week, but I want you to also be doing this in a way that allows you to anchor confidence within you. And so I want to know, is there something that you need to be confident about this week? Let me know in the comments. Let's see who else is here. Aquarian within me. Hello, goddess. How are you? Ashe. She's on Facebook for those who are on YouTube. Hello, Tasha Lynn. How are you, goddess? Good to see you. So, yes, I am confident. Now, I'll tell you one other thing that is a great hack. If you find that you lack confidence and you're like, you know what, period, I'm working on this. I'm confident. This is what I own. Because y'all, look, we need this confidence in order to bring forth whatever it is that we're supposed to do. And the other thing that I'm learning about is when we walk confidently, we walk with certainty. Because when we allow ourselves to be in confusion, when we allow ourselves to be in a whirlwind of overwhelm, essentially what that does is it totally takes away from our confidence. The other thing that ends up happening is we get nothing done. We get nothing done. I would love to hear from those of you who are like, girl, I've been working on this project for this many years and it still ain't done. And it's because I lack confidence in myself. You know, we think we don't know enough. We think that we haven't studied enough. We don't have enough experience. But at some point, it's really, we're afraid, right? And so, a great hack that I encourage you to do is to find someone in your life who is confident. And when you lack confidence, go hang out with that person. Listen to how this person talks. I tell my husband all the time, I was like, you know, I said I wanted a confident man. And wow, I got one. This morning, I was saying to him, you know, I woke up this morning thinking about you and how I'm just so fortunate. I have the best husband in the world. He said, yep, you sure do. I was like, you are the most confident person I know. Oh my goodness. You know, it's like, wow. And I even said to him, this is what I am doing. I'm studying you, I'm hanging out with you, and I'm letting your confidence, you know, touch my spirit and show me this is what confidence is. So that's something that you can do. And one of the ways to do it is to find a confident Leo that is like, girl, I'm good. I am real good with myself. I'm very confident. I feel good about myself, right? Go hang out with a Leo or someone who is very confident. They do not waver. They have a high level of belief in themselves. And it gives you the proof you need that it's really just, you just make a choice to be confident. Okay. But why am I going on and on about this? Is because we have to carry this throughout the year. This is not something we're just focused on during Leo season. We must be focused on this throughout the year. Okay, so let's see what others are saying they're working on. Need to be more confident in my ability to make and keep female friends. And I think it's important to note a lot of people have this experience, baby boo Grace. Friendships are a big deal. And when we have some limiting belief or past experiences around relationships, especially because I know a lot of women who are like, I'm not quite sure I can do this relationship, this female friendship thing with women. And, you know, we'll hear them say, I mostly just hang out with men because hanging out with women, it just doesn't bode well for me. We hear a lot of women say that, right? And so this is real. This is real. And so I say find one friend at a time. All you have to do is to find that one friend that you can gel with. You don't even need a group. Just find that one that you gel with very well. And it will begin to create, what do you call it? Like a template so that you know this is what it feels like when I'm in a healthy friendship and healthy relationship with other women. But you have infinite potential, baby boo Grace. And it is wholly possible for you to have beautiful friendships with other women. I must believe that I'm worthy of love and healthy friendships. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go, baby boo Grace. We're all aligned. So the second one I have for you all today is I am worthy. And I thought this goes so well with I am confident. worthiness and confidence, I think they're very closely connected, because the more we have a level of worth, then you just become more confident. It's like there's no wavering. I want y'all to remember the sign of Leo is a fixed sign. One of the words that we can use to describe Leo is pillar. Leos are pillars. And so when you have that worthiness within yourself, and when you have that confidence, you just are immovable. Like, you know what's for you and what's not for you. And you don't let anybody make you feel bad about your choices, your decisions. This is what I'm going to do, right? This is what we say when we walk in this worthiness. And so, there is the 3-part framework that I love talking about. And the first one is awareness. Okay. So with awareness, and I'll see if I can just bring it up real quick for y'all, just so y'all can see it. I haven't figured out how to get it off to the side. I might have to start using a different software. But anywho, the top one is awareness. Okay. And so when you walk aware, when you know who you are, you will walk in your self-worth and your self-value. Okay. And that's something that I encourage you to do, to make sure. I would love to know from you, baby boo Grace, what are you doing to know the truth of who and what you are? So part of the way I started doing this is I started, studying and learning, what is this world and how did I get here? And some of it is studying spiritual traditions and the teachings that come from ancient traditions. And some of it is from studying metaphysics and listening to teachers talk about, how did we come about being here? What is the structure of the universe? Who am I really? And once I began to understand that, then the next question is, how do I walk in it? So some of it is just, you just do it. You just start saying, this is who I am. I'm no longer who I thought I was. Part of lack of worthiness, through lack of awareness of your true self, will come from the fact that you believe, like the way that you're limitless, right? My hands are representing, and my arms are representing limitlessness. But what you know yourself to be is that big. Okay. What you know yourself to be is that big. And if you expand and just tell yourself, I'm not that big anymore. I'm this big or that big or that big, whatever, you just have to open up. You have to just tell yourself, okay, I know I once believed this about myself, but now I believe this. Now, it's easy for me to say this because I have studied and this is where I operate from. But I'm giving you the clues, the tools that you can use to begin to say, okay, how do I begin to make this journey of stepping outside this box of what I understand myself to be, so that I can at least step on the outside and look and see, like, do I really co-sign on all of that? I really don't co-sign on all of that. Some of it, I just started saying, I just don't co-sign on that anymore. I don't believe it. I don't care how many times people told me that. That's not who I am anymore. We've all made these changes. If you really think about it, like when you stopped being 10 years old and you were 11, you just started saying, I'm 11 years old. This is all made up ages. Our souls are infinite. But in this time space continuum, once we end being 10, we now say, I'm not 10 anymore. I'm 11. That's boom. I'm 11 years old. And we just go with it, right? Or I no longer work, in one place. I work in a new place. I have a whole new work identity. We just do it. And we can do the same thing in terms of how we understand ourselves. We can just say, you know what? I am an infinite being, and seek to really and truly begin to give yourself that proof. You can ask yourself, who was I before I came here? Why is it that I have intuition at times? How is it that sometimes I know? Because all y'all tell me these things. How is it that I know certain things, but nobody told me? My intuition is just on, it's like I heard turn right. I turned right and it was like, wow, jackpot. That is something beyond what people have called you. And I'm talking to everybody. These are the ways we begin to show ourselves and prove to ourselves, you know what? I'm not who they say I am. I just got to continue to allow it. And the other thing, too, that I think is important is we don't always need a label on it. I think that that's another thing that kind of throws us off. We got to have a label. No, you don't. As long as you can work it, as long as you can experience it and embody whatever this is, that's the only thing that matters. As a matter of fact, the fewer labels, the better. Okay. So I am confident. So what I asked, what is it that you need to be confident about this week? Weight, health, and mental balance is my challenge with confidence. Weight, health, and mental balance is my challenge. So are you saying, Cindy, that your weight and health and mental balance, the way they are right now, this is where you lack confidence? And if that is correct, and tell me if I didn't interpret that correctly. But if, or is it that you lack confidence in achieving the weight, the health, and the mental balance that you want? But at the end of the day, the what we have to begin to do is just accept that, again, these are all states that we do have control over. Okay. And none of these, some of the reason, like if you feel bad about yourself, which I know this very well, because you don't have a certain weight, then the reason you're thinking that is, well, this is my theory. The reason a lot of us think this is because society has said, well, if you ain't a certain size and you ain't a certain weight, if your body don't look a certain way, then you bad. You don't look good. You know what I mean? And so we just have to begin to have our own definition of beauty. And we have to begin to shape a mindset that allows us to just say, you know what, at the end of the day, I know which weight I need to be at that's best for me. Or, I know what steps can I take? Like, what's one thing you could do today, Cindy, that will lead you to a place where you are one click healthier? Because sometimes we have 100 things that we need to get done. And when we look at the 100 things that we need to get done to be healthy, it's like, oh my God, I'm never going to get these 100 things done. But if we say, but let me just chunk it down to the one thing I know that I know that I know I can get done today, then guess what? Do that one thing and you one click closer. I remember when I was at the height of adrenal fatigue, I read a book and the author said, do not drink coffee on an empty stomach. That was one of the first things that she had listed for people who have adrenal fatigue, which I had been drinking. Well, caffeine. It wasn't coffee. It was caffeine. Don't drink caffeine on an empty stomach at the beginning of the day. So I was like, oh, I'm definitely in violation of that. And do you know, the very next morning, I did not drink coffee on an empty stomach or caffeine on an empty stomach. And immediately I felt better. I've never drank coffee or caffeine on an empty stomach ever again, ever. And then there was another guy that I listened to, and he said, don't drink caffeine within an hour of waking up. That'll help your energy. And I just started doing that because for me, I have struggled with having energy. When you don't have energy, you don't eat right. Like for me, I wasn't eating right because I just didn't care. And sometimes I would overeat for energy. Or when I lack energy, I don't exercise, which means, of course, my weight, my stats, all of this, they're going to be off. And so just making those simple changes brought about immediate results. So it might just be, you just need to take one step at a time. Same with mental balance. One of the things I would recommend for mental balance, okay, Cindy, one of the things I would recommend for mental balance would be to start with elimination with mental balance. So for me, when I'm stepping, and I would love to hear from others, what do you do to bring mental balance? So I immediately begin to find out what can I cut out. It's what are the sources. When I do this thing, when I listen to this thing, when I am around this person, especially if it's somebody that you have a choice whether or not you can be around them, then my mental balance is off. It gets off bad. And so stop doing that and then see what's the difference. The first time I recognized this, I was about 19, 18, 19 years old. I was in college, and it was during that gangster rap time. And my roommate and I were like, dang, we feel really depressed. And so we decided we were going to stop listening to gangster rap. And I noticed how good I felt. I've never listened to gangster rap since. I'm very, very cautious on what I listen to because I realize how much it affects me and makes me feel. So now when I feel bad, the first thing I start doing is, okay, what am I listening to that I can get rid of immediately so that it doesn't add to when I'm in a mental funk, when I feel bad in my mind. But then we can begin to think about what can you do to bring mental balance that's really doable, right? And I will let you know, I have some meditations in the inner circle. I'll probably release one. I created one today. I'll probably release it. But I started doing 5-minute mindfulness practices because I'm like, that's all I got. I got 5 minutes. That's it. Um, so something that you can do that doesn't take a lot of time, because a lot of times when people are mentally drained and exhausted, it's like, don't ask me to do something I don't want to do, right? So I would find what's that one thing that you're willing to do that's going to help to bring balance and health and positivity to your mind that doesn't take a lot of time and you're willing to do it. All right. So these are the things that I would think about. And it might be, Cindy, maybe you want to start with mental balance. If that is what would, because I would ask myself, of these three, when I start working on whichever one it is, weight, health, and mental balance, which one would most affect the other two? Because it might be that your mental balance is really what's affecting your ability to address your weight and your health. And it could be that your weight, if you just start working on your weight, which means you're going to start exercising a little bit, even if I just say, Cindy, if you're struggling this much, I would say just take walks. Don't do anything that you don't want to do. Maybe just sit in your desk and stretch a little bit and, just stretch just a little bit. But maybe if you start moving a little bit and you say, okay, I'm just going to drink more water and eat more vegetables. Maybe you don't change anything else in your diet, just a few changes that might automatically bring a higher level where you feel good in your health and your mental well-being. Okay. So I would pick which one is the one that will most positively affect the other two, and then start small but just keep going with it, because you will get momentum and it will snowball. And be sure to let me see, I'm gonna have to do something, because this is something I love to do, and with you being in the inner circle, I'm pretty sure i'm gonna work on that, Cindy. I'm gonna work on that for you. Hello, Mr. Rodriguez. I hope that helps, Cindy. Definitely need to be confident in the way I look to. Yes. Okay. This is one that I think is a big deal for a lot of women. And again, some of it comes from us just saying, I'm turning off social media. I'm turning off maybe talking about fashion. And, it's like, we've just got to decide I'm beautiful, period. Period. And I'm going to tell you, if I were you, I would go find women who, by the world standards, people don't always think are beautiful, but you cannot tell them they're not beautiful. I draw the most um, confidence or inspiration from women who are just like, baby, I got it going on. And maybe, maybe they full figure gals or whatever, whatever it is, they love themselves. It don't matter what their color is, what kind of hair they're wearing, or their style. I look for the ones that are confident, and I'm like, okay, she's showing me how to act. Got check, got it. All right. But it does kind of go back to like what I was talking about with Cindy. If we are struggling in how we feel about the way we look, it's because the world has, fed something to your mind, but it doesn't mean it's true. I would disprove that. All right. Coffee is your breakfast. You may not be sensitive to coffee, but that's something that she talked about. Really, it was for women in general. It wasn't really just adrenal fatigue, but for me, that was what I was struggling with. And that one change is what made me go full in on understanding the hormones. That's what I don't care about the body as much. Well, let me not say the body. I don't care about diets as much as I care about hormones and eating for the hormones. So coffee raises the cortisol very high or something like that. I'm better, so I can't remember all the science. But in the morning, you want your cortisol high. And there's something about drinking coffee that doesn't let the natural process with cortisol happen. I think when you drink it in the first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, I can't even drink coffee at all now. My hormonal system has shifted and it's like, baby, coffee will make you go straight to sleep. So I was just thinking today, man, I wish I could drink coffee. I don't knock anybody for drinking coffee. Shango, that's you want to connect with Shango, drink coffee. I just can't drink coffee. Oh wow, I'm trying the no coffee first thing in the AM. It works, Tashalyn. Just note what time you're waking up. Once you're awake, go 60 minutes with no coffee, no caffeine. And before you drink it, make sure you've eaten something, even if it's something small. The other thing that I think is important for us women to understand is our bodies are very different. So we have to make sure that whatever we do, it matches our hormonal system. Okay. It's a lot of stuff out there women should not be doing. Women should do nothing extreme. When we eat in extreme ways, when we have too much elimination or too much of one thing in the diet, um, then that can send us into a tailspin. And if you think about it, we have the cycle. What does the cycle match? The moon. The moon is going through different signs every 2.5 days. It is going from new to crescent to first quarter to balsamic to full moon to waning balsamic to second quarter to not balsamic, gibbous. It goes from first quarter to gibbous, from gibbous to full, from full to waning gibbous to second quarter to balsamic, back to the new moon. With the moon changing that much, she is different every day. I mean, like she is very changeable. And so what you do at the crescent new moon is going to be very different from what you do at gibbous. So you can't do the same thing. When you are at a crescent moon phase is when you at, let's say, crescent versus balsamic. You can't do the same thing. And therefore, we should be adapting ourselves to whatever's going on. Now, those who have a cycle, you are even more changeable. Those of us who are menopausal, we're a little bit more stable because we don't go through all those cycles like that. But whatever we do, there is a sensitivity to us. And when we just go listen to what people say we should be doing, we might try it out and it might make us crash and burn. That's what I'm saying. Some of y'all might be able to drink coffee first thing in the morning. But what this woman was saying is it messes with the hormones. We're hormonal. And I'm not even just talking estrogen and progesterone. We have glucose and too many more to count. It's something that we really need to be thinking about. It's so very important. Okay. So definitely think about, let me test this coffee thing. Let me go an hour without drinking coffee and let me eat before I drink my coffee and see what difference it makes. So test it, test it, test it is what I say. Exercise and walking briskly while swinging my arms freely brings me mental balance. Oh, I like that. It requires right and left brain when you do that. I agree. I love that. That was from Baby Boo Grace, from Tasha Lynn. Mental balance for me is dancing or a 5-minute breathing meditation. Yes. The dancing is a popular one amongst the Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. And I love breath work. I think breath work is one of the best things that we can do. Let's just go ahead and just, if y'all don't mind, let's just take a few deep breaths. Let's take a big breath in, inhale, and a slow, long breath out. Big breath in, inhale, and a long, slow breath out. We're going to do one more big breath in. Hold, and a long, slow breath out. Now, I would like to know, for those of you who participated, how differently do you feel? We have the power of our breath that can bring about a change that, wow, is revolutionary, okay? It's healing. It works. It's free. And we can do it at any given moment, no matter what we're doing. If we wanted to take a big breath in and we're in the middle of a crowd, we can just do it quietly. And a slow breath out. You could always excuse yourself going into the ladies' room. Maybe you just stand in the hallway because maybe you don't want to go in the ladies' room and be doing all this breath work. And we just... Other thing I love to do with the breath work is put your hands over your heart. Let's take a deep breath in. Inhale. And exhale. Because your hands have healing energy in them. And so when you place them on top of your heart, it brings comfort, it brings safety, it brings security. Okay? And so, yeah, these are ways that we can bring mental balance to ourselves. And sometimes I actually have a to-do list that I created. And on the to-do list, I have everything that I love to do that brings me healing and feeling good and well-being. And sometimes when I am so racing in my mind, I'll say, I know where my list is. And so I'll go to the list and I'll say, okay, what can I do? Well, maybe I tap. Maybe I do breath work. Maybe I turn on a meditation, a mindfulness practice. Sometimes we have to create a list, and so that we can be reminded, because when we're in the midst of that thing, sometimes it's really hard. It's hard to remember what we said we were going to do. So, okay, good, Cindy. I'm glad that helped. Coffee strips the body of iron. It might. I went to plant-based with the bacopa and then green tea. Yeah, I've never been able to drink green tea. It's crazy. It's crazy. As much as I need energy, if I don't sleep, if I get so much energy that I don't sleep, I will not drink green tea. But I will say, I think green tea is like one of the best things you can drink. Try soursop leaves. That'll get you up. Okay, Lord. Okay, Aquarian tea. Let me put this on here because she's on Facebook. So there we go. Y'all got that. She posted about that today. Hormonal balance is a concern, yes, for a lot of us. Hello, Clamisha. How are you? I love your name. In my opinion, I'll give y'all my experience because I do not profess, even though I am a certified health coach. This is not where I do the majority of my studying other than just for myself. So based on my personal experience, the more I focused on controlling glucose, that was when I began to see things change and revolutionize. The other thing is working the muscles more. What is your sign again, Cindy? Are you a Pisces? I get so confused. I'm sorry, because I know you told me like 2,000 times. Let's see what Cindy's sign is, and maybe we can figure out what would be something good for her to do that would help the body, that would help the health, that would help the mind. Okay, so this week we're working on I am confident. Here's something you can do for those of us who see the sisters out here who are not confident. We're going to remind her, hey, you're a queen. You're good. Believe in yourself. How can I help you walk and feel more confident? You know, a lot of times what we need is somebody just to say, I see you and I see what you're doing and it's good. Keep going. You know, that's something I've always loved to do, is actually to find the underdog, because it's so much greatness in all of us. And sometimes I see the best in the one who is building herself up. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, sister, you are freaking amazing. Sometimes the confidence, if we think about it, it comes from taking the steps. It's like, okay, I'm going to take one step and then the next step and then the next step and then the next step. And it's just like the more steps you take and you move in the direction you want to go in, you just really start to believe in yourself. And other people are like, hey, I see you. Like, for instance, I've been posting on my personal profiles that I'm back to working out every day. And what ended up happening, well, I haven't achieved my weight loss goals. The only thing I've achieved really is I'm working out every day, which I had moved away from. And everybody's so inspired by that, which is giving me more confidence, because I had sort of lost my confidence and all of that. And so it's giving me more confidence. And every day I'm posting like, hey, y'all, I did my workout. What's your workout? Tell me your workout. So yeah, that's something to think about, fam. Sometimes it is more about, man, I'm just taking action. Just seeing that, a word that we'll talk about this month will be courageous. Taking that, or courage, taking that courage to, you know, going ahead and just take the steps, even if it's imperfect, even if it's like, I'm not quite sure what this is going to do, you know. Sag. Okay, for Sagittarius, I would say, do you like water aerobics, Cindy? I think water aerobics would be great for Sagittarius. Let me just double check. Make sure I'm looking at this right. Anybody else post your rising sign would be best. But if you don't know your rising sign, post your sun sign, and I'll tell you what would be a good exercise for you. Capricorn, where is it? Oh, here we go. Oh, no, for you, Cindy, maybe you could, do you like to dance? I've noticed that. Okay, hold on. I got to go back to Cindy real quick. Something I think would be really good for you, Cindy, because actually it's Taurus on the 6th house for the Sagittarius. Essential oils. I know that's not working out. But I think essential oils would be really good for you. And also, I think, well, dancing also, Cindy, I think would be great. And I don't know why I feel like doing something like a light yoga, something grounding would be good for you. But I do think walking would just be amazing for a Sag. I've noticed that, this is from Baby Blue Grace, that since I started going to the gym, my perception of myself has increased. See, it works. It really does. My mental health has improved, and I'm not so shy when I go out, which helps me be more confident in making friends. The health is on the way. Ashe. Health is your birthright. And the other thing that I think is so important is that you remember this, Baby Blue Grace, that when you go to the gym, everything else improves. When you go and you work out at the gym, everything else improves. So when your ego and your saboteur, your inner saboteur It's like, girl, I don't know if this is safe now. You getting outside your comfort zone. We ain't confident. We don't get along with women too well. And we don't really know how we look. So you need to be a little bit careful because you're starting to go in a different direction. And I'm not used to this. You have to tell that ego self, as the old folks would say, sit down, be quiet. You ain't in charge. I'm in charge. I go to the gym. And then what happens is that this becomes your new like personality and way of being set point. You get to that point where, of course, I go to the gym. That's what I do. I go to the gym because when I don't go to the gym, I don't feel too good. I've heard people say that before, right? And so now just keep yourself in the gym, no matter what your saboteur tries to get you to believe that it's not safe to be beautiful. It's not safe to get along with women. It's not safe to feel confident. You can say, you know what? It's also very depressing and sad, and I feel horrible, not feeling good about myself and feeling like I don't have any female friends. I don't like that. Not feeling good about myself. That is a slow death. I've had these kind of conversations with myself. I'm like, that's a slow death. That's a slow death. I'm just, I would rather feel confident and have female friends, be at the gym and think I look good than what I've been doing, which is worse than what I'm doing now, at least in how it feels, right? So these are the kind of conversations we have to have with ourselves. Just because your mind tells you, girl, that ain't safe, don't mean it's not safe. I would question, what's not safe about feeling good about myself? What's not safe about being at the gym, getting healthier? What's not safe about, looking good and having female friends? Dígame, ego, dígame, tell me, speak to me. Oh, you ain't got nothing for me? All right, well, guess what? I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to work out. You're not going to stop me. The enemy is the inner me. Typically, the warriors that we need to work with are working to slay the enemy within rather than the enemy without. The enemy is the inner me. And so we have to check that part of ourselves daily. Okay. Oh, African dance. Okay, good. Oh, yes. See, that's perfect for Sag, African dance, because Sag is like culture. But I think for you, um, essential oils. I did not realize how deep essential oils go. Actually, I'm going to send you something from the inner circle that I've created for using essential oils. It's one of my favorite things to do. So maybe I'll do that like on a Saturday or something like that, Cindy, because these essential oils, oh my gosh, they are amazing. And the sense of smell, it creates certain patterns within our brain. And so it's so important. But the African dance is so good. That is so Sag. So that's very good. I signed up for women's boxing. I've been in a fire element and need to get a handle on it. Mind you, signed up and haven't went yet. All right, Aquarian within me. Keep me posted on when you go. Keep me posted on when you go. Girl, you got to go get that boxing on before you tell that man his elbows are ashy. Okay, y'all. So that's what I have for us this week. I would love to hear from you. I am worthy. How are you going to walk in your worth and your value this week? Maybe some of y'all that's a little bit tight with that money need to go spend some money on yourself instead of buying a $30 15-minute massage. Baby, go on ahead and pay for that 60-minute, that 90-minute massage. Okay? Instead of buying clothes on the cheap, go buy something that's a little bit more expensive. Now, you got to stick within your budget, okay? Don't be spending money you don't have. I'm not even promoting credit, nothing like that. But that was something else I began to do that helped to raise my worth and my value. I just started saying, if I got the money, I'm spending it on myself. If it's something I need, I'm not holding back anymore. I'm tired of penny pinching on myself. Now I know sometimes we have children and we have other responsibilities that we have to take care of, but at some point there should be some money set aside for me to splurge on me. That means you splurge on you. That helps to raise your self-worth and your self-value. Okay. And if somebody tells you something like, girl, you look good, or um, oh, you're so good at this, or you're so good at that. Don't be like, girl, nah. Mm-mm. You're like, oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Because when we receive these, when we get comments someone affirms the goodness that we are, we want to send a message to our subconscious. Yes, this is true, and I want more of this, and I want to feel this on the inside, to where it's a knowing. And it doesn't matter what anyone on the outside says. What people on the outside says, it matters, but we can't just depend on that. Okay. We do be like Craig. Craig is my husband. Be like Craig. Craig, like I told y'all this morning, I was like, you're a really good husband. You're the best husband. He said, yep, I sure am. And didn't say, oh, girl, I'm kidding. He was like, yep, that's true. So be confident like Craig, my husband. Okay, sisters, thank y'all so much for being here today. I appreciate you all, and I'm cheering for you to have a wonderful week. For those of you who are in the inner circle, because some of you all have recently joined. On tomorrow, I'm getting ready to send an email out actually to the inner circle. We are having our Monday night gathering. We meet every Monday night at 8:30 Eastern time, 8:30 Eastern time, PM. So we'll be doing that. That's our kickoff for the week. And here lately, I've been talking quite a bit about helping people to understand astrology. And the other thing is, I am going to be in the inner circle. What you're going to see in the email today is, in the inner circle, I have created a new Leo master class. And I'm going to pick some dates, probably the first weekend in August, for us to go over that. Y'all can ask me questions. If you bought the Leo Masterclass, I'm going to update that by the end of today. I have to update it every year because, every Leo season is different. So I am creating that. I've already created it. I just need to upload it for those who bought it, but you're not in the inner circle. So that's going to be happening this week. Again, this is the last full week that the inner circle is going to be open for a while. I'm closing the doors to the inner circle. It'll be a closed door membership. I'll open it up in a few months. So if you want to be a part of sharings that I do like this on a regular basis, access to all the classes that I've created, special spiritual practices and spiritual classes that I teach, they're all in the inner circle. They're all there. And also there's actually a community that, is just separate for the inner circle. It's all there. You will have access to it if you join the inner circle. The last day to join the inner circle is July 31st. I would love to have you join the sisters there. Let's see here. What else? So yeah, y'all will be hearing from me soon, because there's one other thing I have going on, which are the 1-to-1 spots. I just have a few that I'm opening up. It's a pilot. So, it'll be very high touch, very good price. But it's 1-to-1. And my goal is to help women step more deeply into self-knowing and confidence. Yeah, let's talk about confidence. How do you walk confidently? The frick who you are, and you're unapologetic about it. And when you have doubt, you know how to use an oracle. And you won't be doubting yourself after you work with me, because, I'm the queen of oracles. I love, wisdom. But more than, it's really just helping women to move in that direction of, this is who I desire to be. High level of health, high level of mental balance, higher level of confidence and feeling good about yourself. And the word I love is unapologetic. That's a word that my godmother gave us. I am unapologetic about who I am. That is what we are looking to create in terms of transformation with the one-to-ones. So I'll come on and talk a little bit more about that in a different video, but those spots, just a few, will be open. And so, yeah, that's all I'll give today. Also, the other thing that y'all will hear me talk about soon that I haven't done a good job of talking about is there's a self-care summit that I am a presenter in. So I'll be sharing more with you all about that. It's free, on the front end on the days that it's playing, and you can buy access to it. So I'll get more information to you all about that. I think that that is like so perfect for this year. Self-care is, I think it's sounding cliche. It's not. It's not. I know I said I was about to get out, but I just got to say this, y'all. We love the goddess. We love talking about these Orisha. How do we work with the Orisha? I know everybody wants to know all the rituals. What's the ritual to do this and what's the ritual to do that? The greatest ritual of working with one of the primary goddesses, the mother form of the goddess that I call Yemoja, is take care of yourself. Oftentimes people say to me, how do I heal my ancestral lineage? Heal you. Heal you. Heal. How do you do that? Well, you love on yourself. You go to the gym. You make the choice. If you got to pay a nutritionist, hire a nutritionist if you need to help you with eating. Hire, go pay somebody. Pay the full amount. Don't pay per class. If it's $50 a month to take your class, your workout class, pay the $50 a month. Commit, right? Or pay per year. Just if they're like, it costs $200 for the year to access all the classes, pay the $200, right? Commit. Show up. Take the class. Get the help that you need to take care of yourself. If you're writing a dissertation, hire a dissertation coach or do whatever people who are writing dissertations do. I've seen so many women working on the dissertations, and it's hard. If you have children, even if you have to trade with the mom, I'll take care of your kids one day, you take care of my kids one day, so that you can go, do whatever it is you want to do, which may be just take a nap. Maybe that's what you need to do. Just take a nap. I don't think people understand that will help to heal the ancestors. Because when you walk true to yourself, when you walk completely, authentically who and what you are, when you walk in your wholeness and your well-being, all of that goes back to the ancestors who came before you. You heal all the generations that came before you. How do you heal your ancestral lineage? Self-care. Self-care leads to healing. And healing leads to healing of the whole lineage. And then you begin to pick up, what is your part of the lineage? What you're supposed to do? Maybe you like me, you picking up a part of the lineage that nobody's ever really seen like this before. It's okay. I've talked to, there's one sister on here, I'm not going to say what she does, but I did a reading for her recently. I was like, dang, this is amazing what she's doing. And it's not something that many of us would be like, yeah, I thought about having that kind of business, but she's got it unapologetically. I'm like, girl, yes, that's a yes. What you're doing right there, that's a yes. And it doesn't look, the norm. Maybe some of us come from a lineage of teachers, but maybe you're going to be the teacher that's training teachers. Okay. You're not going to just be in the classroom. I don't know. But I can tell you, when you heal yourself, all this goes back to the ancestors. All of it. All of it. And your ancestors are saying, did we come here and do all of what we did? It doesn't matter really how your ancestors came down the pipeline, I have people from all different walks of life and ethnicities that watch these videos. It doesn't matter. Let me tell you something. It was not easy. It wasn't easy back in the day. Okay? No matter who these people are, no matter which part of the lineage we're talking about, what ethnicity, what culture, it wasn't easy. And they're like, you know what? We endured all of this for you to get here and do what? Uh-uh. You standing on our shoulders, baby. You standing on our shoulders. And so we are cheering for you to do whatever your heart is telling you to do. Because what your heart is telling you to do, and see, that's Leo. Live according to your heart. Whatever your heart tells you to do, that's your lineage. That's your part of the lineage. Pick it up. Take care of it. Do that thing. Okay? So I say self-care, self-love, selfish with being unapologetically me. I love that. I'm going to put this up here, Tasha Lynn. I hope you don't mind. Right here. I love that. I love that. Yes, baby boo Grace. You are the hope and the dream of your African and any other kind of ancestors. You are the hope and the dream. When your ancestors lived, one day they were like, yeah, she's coming. She's coming. I got to keep going because I believe in her and I love her. And so what I do today, I know it's making a difference for baby boo Grace. I don't know. I know I don't know your real name, but you know your real name. They called you by name. They knew they had to live because you were here. You were coming. You were going to be here at this time. And they said, oh, no, I can't check out right now. I got to keep going because she's got to come here. We believe in her. We dream. We see her. We see her. In the future, we see her. We love her. We care about her. Even if we perceive that we come from very dysfunctional ancestors, their spirits weren't dysfunctional. Maybe their human self was, but their spirit wasn't dysfunctional. And their spirit was like, you know what? I'm showing up dysfunctional and she's still the hope and the dream. We see her. I live even here, miserably dysfunctional. I still live because she's got to come forth. We believe in her. She's our future. She's our dream. And what we do today, it is for her. So you can walk proudly in that, baby boo Grace, and anyone else feeling this way. I think a lot of us feel sorry for ourselves. But if we realize the price that has been paid for us to be here, then we can say, you know what? I know the world wants me to feel sorry for myself. I know the world has beat me up quite a bit, but my ancestors, they lived so I could be here. And maybe you come in here to bring a better, a more healthy part of the lineage. And maybe you just here because you're like, wow, they really did love me. So I got to keep going. I got to stand up. I got to shake off the lie. And I've got to open up the truth. And I got to walk in that. Knowing moment by moment by moment, I stand on my ancestors. This is one of the reasons I love spirituality. When I get down, I talk to my ancestors. They're my best friends. I talk to the goddess. I talk to my Ori. And they will speak back to me. All of a sudden, something will happen. I'll see a graphic somewhere. I'll, remember a book. Something will come up in my mind. I'll be scrolling on YouTube and I'll see some video that catches my attention. I'll watch it. And it's as if they're on the other side speaking to me through someone who is not my ancestors. But they're like, you know what? That's the message we want you to have. And so they'll bring it to me through someone else. Right? And so all of us have to remember a price was paid for us to be here. And this one that they said, yes, I'm willing to pay this price. And guess what? You are the ancestors who you see the vision for others to come after you. It doesn't matter if it's your own children or nieces, nephews, cousins, whatever, or just people in the world. We're all one energy, actually. You are the ancestors that you will one day be. The ancestors that others are like, they made it through 2020 for us, y'all. They made it through 2021 and 2022. It was hard on them during that time, but they said, you know what? I got to keep going because others are coming. So I got to do my part to pave the way for the other ones to come. That's what they're going to say about us. So we stand strong. We stand proudly. We stand resolute, confident, and committed. I got to do what I got to do while I'm here. And part of that is to believe in myself. Because when I do that, it allows for me to create what is needed for the ones that come after me. This is what legacy is all about. This is what Leo also is all about. Leo's, what are you proud about? It's about family legacy. All right. Oh, yes. I can't let y'all fall. No way. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. Okay, for real, I'm getting off, y'all. Love y'all so much. And yeah, y'all will be hearing from me pretty soon. So yeah, I wish y'all an amazing week. And you should give yourself an atta girl. You made it to the end of July 2021. So we are almost to August. And yeah, well into this second half of this year. So love y'all so much. See you soon. Peace and love.